All right, so let's get into scheduling for this week, and this is kind of we're getting to like the last week of October, or actually September's allocations and scheduling of stuff for November, and we haven't started on October's. Now, last week we talked about October's wholesale or allocations to be used for those December build dates and some of that information, and that won't start until next week. So this week is kind of almost an empty week. There's only 3 models out of all of them that are even scheduling this week. But let me give the information on that as well as the other vehicles. And there are a few updates to some order guide or some order banks and such. So we'll add that and include that as we go through this. Now, don't forget the terminology for everything. So in here, what we're talking about is scheduling of orders, and those orders are placed in the order bank. So order bank is where the dealer places all stock and retail orders. Now, a retail order is a customer placed order, whereas a stock order is an order that is placed by the dealer for stock or lot inventory. Party codes, those are parties that are given by the dealership to those orders. A retail order or customer placed order can be anything from an 03 through a 19. The lower, the better. So it's kind of nice if you can get one of those 03 from your dealer. 20 to 80 for stock, and again, still lower the better. So a lot of times when Ford will pump in orders for dealers, they'll be at a priority 80, and the dealers can then customize those a little bit and then move them down to 20. Same way on the retail. The default is 19 for those. So if you get a 19, don't need to freak out or anything that you're not an 03. You just talk to your dealership and find out, is that what they do for every order? Because if they do keep everyone at 19, then there's no unfair advantage for your order necessarily. So, all right. Next, scheduling. That is when Ford schedules an order for production dates in the future months. As we're talking about, a lot of these are finishing up for September's allocations for those November build dates. So usually get scheduled first to the week, and then as you get closer, you'll get scheduled to the day, which that's production date. Allocations. Allocation is important. Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. A dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order in the order bank. Just having an order in there does not dictate or mean that that order will automatically get scheduled. That's not usually the way it works. A dealer earns allocations from their sales of each model within their region. So the better they sell one model or another, the more allocations they get. We have a lot of allocations for Maverick. We get about 30 to 40 a month. F-150 Super Duty is the same thing because we sell those real heavily. Other models, we don't have near as many, like Escape and such, because we don't sell as many as some other dealers within our region. Constraints, those are options that may be in short supply or take longer to build. Capacity, that is the planned production rate of a given motor, trim, or option. So that planned capacity versus what the suppliers can give them for a way of parts to keep up that capacity, that's where you get that constraint. If there's more orders than what their capacity is, or maybe there's a problem getting some of the parts that they from the suppliers, that could be a constraint and allow for some bog down and some longer lead times to get those orders scheduled. Job 1 and 2, that's the production within a model year. They will be split into 2 different production or jobs. Job 1 is the launch of that model year. A lot of times job 2, they'll want to introduce a new package or something new to the model, or make some significant changes. If there's a supply issues, they'll make that for job 2. And we're seeing that with some of our other vehicle lines. And balance out, that's the end of production or the balance out of what they can produce for an option or model. See that a lot of times at the end of a model year. All right, so let's get into this. First up is the 25 model year Mustang. Mustang order banks are open up for the 25 model year, so you can place those orders in there. Those are currently open, and for the Mustang, looks like they're going to start production for the 24 model year. There's for the looks like job 1 is 11/4. So that's when they're going to start producing the first 2025 model years. They're not scheduled this week. They've scheduled out most of November already. And next week they'll start scheduling for December build dates. All right. Next up is a 25 model year Escape. Escape order banks are open up for all trim levels, including your plug-in. They are going along, and 25 model year, I think they just started scheduling. Yes, they started production Job one was 9/18. That means the first one built. So they've already started production for the 25 model year, and they are not scheduling this week. They have everything planned out for the month of November that they plan and that they need. And next week they'll start scheduling probably for those December build dates. 25 model year Bronco Sport. The order banks are open up for the Bronco Sport, even the Badlands and Outer Banks with the Sasquatch packages. You can order them now. They won't get scheduled until Job 2, which is supposed to be scheduled for February build dates, it looks like in here. They are not scheduled this week. They've already got all of November planned out, and so next week we'll start moving to that. So 11/1 or 11 or November 11th is when they start production for the 25 model year. All right, next up is the 24 model year Bronco. Order banks are still open up for the Bronco. They're going to be closing soon, it looks like. In fact, they just updated this a little bit. So the order bank closes October 30th for the 24 model year. Should open up the 25 model year on the 15th. So if you don't like what you see for the 25 model year when that opens up, that still gives you a couple weeks to go ahead and order those ending Broncos for the 24 model year. And they are going to, they did update the balance out. So the last day they're going to build a 24 model year is December 16th. That's about a week earlier than they had originally planned. And so that was an update that I saw this week. Yeah, other than that, there you go. Now you cannot order an Everglades anymore, of course, and you can't order a Heritage Edition 4-door or a Heritage Limited Edition. So, but other than that, you can order those. All right, next up is a 24 model year Mach-E. Order banks are open up for the 24 model year. Those should be closing soon, though. See my notes here. They're going to close October 23rd. So you want to get those orders in if you're wanting one. Order banks for the 25 model year will be October 22nd. So that's when that should open, with production starting for 2025 model year January 6th. And then balance out for 24 model year will be December 20th. And they are not scheduling this week either. That's another one that's not scheduling. They've already planned out November and waiting until next week to start December scheduling. All right, next up, 25 model year Explorer. Order banks are open up for the 25 model year. In fact, they're open up for Job 2. They've already gone to Job 2 on the 25 Explorer with some significant changes. So you definitely want to check out the article I did on that. And I'll probably be doing a video at some point as well on that. And then, let's see, 25 model years in full swing for production. No scheduling this week, though. Again, they have all of November planned out. Next up, 24 model year Expedition. Order banks are closed on the 24 model year, and they're not opened up for the 25 model year yet. The order banks are going to open up October 24th for the 25 model year, with production starting January 6th. And then they're going to be producing the 24s through December 4th, but they've already planned out all of that production already. They are balanced out on the 24 model year Expedition. You cannot get one scheduled right now, and they won't start scheduling for the 25 for a while. Next up, 25 model year Maverick. The order banks are open up for the 25 model year, including your Lobo 702A. It can be ordered, but it will not be produced again. And it's kind of like the Bronco Sport Sasquatch until probably February build dates. So just you're aware of that. They're not going to schedule those for a little while. They are not scheduled this week. They already have November scheduled out and planned out for the Maverick. All right, next up, 24 model year Ranger. The order banks are closed for the Ranger for retail. You can order a stock one, and that'd be if a dealer has an allocation why they'd want to put those in. But the order banks should be opening up soon. I think it's the same day as Bronco. It is going to be the 15th of October is when those will open up for the Ranger, with production also starting January 2nd as well for that. Now, they did change the balance out date for the Ranger. It is now going to be December 17th as the last day they're going to build a 24 model year. So that actually got moved up just like a Bronco did as well. So, all right. All right. Next up is the 24 model year Super Duty. Super Duty order banks are still open for the 24 model year as well as a 25 model year. So right now you could order either one. I'd probably veer more towards a 25 if I were you at this point, but they are scheduling 24 model year orders this week. Kentucky Truck Plant is going to be scheduling for November 4th through the weeks of 12/2, as well as Ohio is going to be scheduling the weeks of 12/2 through the week of January 13th. So it sounds like they're trying to get balance that out for those orders. Let's see. Several notes in here, a lot of them for dealers. So dealers take note of those. I won't go through those, but limited availability for the pickup box Delete with the 6.8 liter gas engine. Also limited availability for the Lariat trim. Limited availability for the tire that is on the F450 dually, that 19.5-inch traction tire there. That is also, and it does say that tire is also optional on the F600 XL and XLT. And then the 20-inch dark carbonized gray high gloss painted aluminum wheel with the matte black hub cover center ornaments. It'll be optional STX and XLT Sport, standard on the Sport, it says. And then it says DAG wheel ornament that's included in the two-wheel drive single rear wheel with the black hub covers and the 10.5-inch axle. That is also limited availability, as well as the power sliding rear window that's available on the crew cab and super cabs. That is also a limited availability. So there's some of those restrictions there. And again, 25 model year order banks are open up right now. Now Kentucky will start building December 2nd, with Ohio starting production up January 21st. And so they don't have scheduling dates yet. So keep putting those in there. All right. Next up, 25 model year F-150. The order banks are open up for the 25 model year. They're closed for 24 model year. And they are scheduled this week at the Dearborn truck plant, not in Kansas City, but Dearborn for the week of November 25th. And it does say in here, 25 model year is scheduling at Dearborn, but Kansas City is not scheduling. So there you go. There's that. Does say they are needing some 25 model year Dearborn truck plant Raptors and Raptor R orders. If you have an allocation, that is. Limited availability for the 5.0 liter V8 engine, as well as a 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine. So it looks like this is a good week for the 2.7 liter engine, as well as your hybrid. It looks like those two are the two available. Now, 25 model year production for these are, as I said, job 1 is 11/12 at Dearborn, but not until December 9th for Kansas City. So they'll start scheduling Kansas City probably next month, is how I'll take that right there. So, and they actually did change the date. The balance out date for Detroit, or Dearborn, I should say, is November 12th. So that's the last day they're going to build a 24 model year. All right, next up, 24 model year Transits. Order banks are open up for the 24 model year. They will be closing soon, and this goes for the E-Transit as well. So for the Transit, the order banks are closing 10/30 of 2024, so end of October. Balance out is November 11th for the ICE version. Now, for the E-Transit, the order banks are going to be open up into December 22nd, with balance out for the E-Transits being December 22nd as well. I'm not sure why the order banks are open until then. I might have that wrong in my notes. Anyway, for the 25 model year, order banks are opening up October 22nd for the ICE version, and for the E-Transit, it's 10/15. And then both ICE and the gas versions are going to start production January 21st. Now, for this week, though, they are scheduling. They're looking for orders. They're going to schedule them for the week of November 25th. And then they are doing cleanup scheduling. So anybody that doesn't have your allocations has been given to you, then you have that option of getting one of those. It does say transit orders with the Transit Trail will not be selected for scheduling. And transit orders with the dual rear wheel and the chrome HID headlights, that's option 91A, or the black HID headlights, option 91C, will not be selected for scheduling. Limited availability for the high roof extended van, also limited availability for the medium roof passenger van, and the 3-seat passenger configuration is also limited as well there for you. So there you go. So that is all the scheduling information for this week. Again, this is just finishing out November. A lot of models already got their scheduled out for the November build dates. So at this point, they're just kind of waiting one more week. Most of the dealers have gotten their allocation scheduled out and been utilized. And now they're waiting for next week when we're going to see the scheduling of those October allocations for those December build dates. So if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. If you're watching the recorded version on Wednesday, if you're watching this live with us, go ahead and drop those down there, and Sarah and I will get those answered for you.